Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Friends, welcome back to the latest transfer episode we have for you guys. Football Gupshup. Please do subscribe to the channel. Press that like button as well. Give in your suggestions in the comment section as well as in the chat box over here. So I'm gonna start the episode straight away with lots of important news, and it has to do regarding with RB Leipzig, and then we will be switching over to Manchester United, and then many other news as well following on. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start about RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig have seemed to have got their man, and they are working on another deal. But right now we're going to be starting straight away with the deal confirmed, and it's Benjamin Sesko. It's done. RB Leipzig have got their man. Uh, you know that Red Bull Group, they have two teams, Salzburg and Leipzig. Salzburg are in Austria, whereas Leipzig is in Germany, and it's just basically what has happened is Salzburg have agreed to deal with Leipzig in terms of that Sesko will stay at Salzburg for one more year, and then he will be joining RB Leipzig. So the deal is confirmed. He will sign until 2028, and he will stay at Salzburg this year. So that means next season when he joins, Nkunku will be sold by RB Leipzig. But then RB Leipzig are also working on another deal, and this one has to do with one of their former player, and it has to do with Timo Werner of Chelsea. Now, Chelsea and RB Leipzig, they have signed the contracts for Timo Werner. Everything is completed, and the figure is 20 million euros plus some add-ons, and the full agreement was reached. So what will happen is Timo Werner will fly to Leipzig, he'll get his medical done, and he will sign the contract. He'll become a new RB Leipzig player. He is willing to take a pay cut, and that means he will get to play regularly in RB Leipzig team, as well as he will have World Cup this year. So he will try to make sure that he gets enough minutes so that he doesn't misses out on to the national team tour. So Timo Werner making sure that he gets his move back to his homeland. So that's pretty good news for RB Leipzig fans. You're getting good quality strikers, and that means you will get to see Nkunku and Timo Werner playing this season. Whereas next season you will be getting a new striker in Benjamin Sesko, which means it's pretty bad news for Manchester United fans as well as Chelsea fans. Both of these teams were into Benjamin Sesko, but it seems that RB Leipzig have stolen the march and they've got the player, and Benjamin Sesko will play for RB Leipzig next season. Now, we're going to be speaking about Manchester United, as I said to you earlier. Now, with Manchester United, they will link with Arnautovic. So far, the update is that Bologna have said that they have apparently refused, maybe because Manchester United bid around 8 million euros. And it seems to be there is a pretty big, huge backlash by the fans on the social media, on various platforms, and even the TV pundits, as well as some of the journalists of the newspaper, find it quite astonishing that United are moving for a player which seems to be pretty much doubtful in terms of character. Wherever he has gone, there never has been good positive story. There's always an outbreak of some fights and so on. So why would Manchester United move for a player which would cause unrest inside the squad, inside the locker room? It doesn't make any sense, but it's coming from pretty good sources that United are in for Arnautovic. So let's see what happens with the story. But we will be moving on to the next target, which is another one, and it's Adrien Rabiot, another character. And it seems to be quite astonishing that United are going for players who are much more of troublesome rather than who would want to play good for their club. And it seems that Manchester United are in direct contact with Adrien Rabiot and his mother, who's her agent, and who's his agent, and as well as Juventus have basically agreed a fee with Manchester United. So that means it's almost in the second stage where things have to be agreed between the player and the club. And then we move on to the third stage where everything is agreed between all the parties and everything is confirmed. And then the fourth stage is where they announce it. So it seems that the first stage is done and we are heading into the second stage. So that means uh, it's quite astonishing that Manchester United are linked with Adrian Rabiot. I was hearing yesterday on various platforms that there were so many players available, such as Kamara, who has signed for Aston Villa. He was available in January, and United didn't go for him. There was Telemans who could be signed for 25 million pounds, but United are not going for him. Then there is Ruben Neves of Wolves. United are not in for him. So there's so many varieties of midfielders out there other than Frankie de Jong, which seems to be the main issue over here because Andy Mitten, who is a very well-known person who's a journalist and he's very well connected to Manchester United, has this to say. He said that apparently he still believes that United are in for Frankie de Jong. He doesn't think that he doesn't understand the fact of the matter is that how come United would be in for a player and more or less, they are courting him for 3 months and then suddenly from nowhere it just doesn't happen. It doesn't make any kind of sense. And, it's just like saying that MEFC wouldn't be in this if they didn't think they had a chance. I'm actually more optimistic of him joining United than I was a week ago. Now, this is his personal opinion. This is what he thinks about this. Most of the fans they think about this as well, but it's more of like if Frankie De Jong does get an agreement with Barcelona because Barcelona are going to go to the court regarding four players contract, and Frankie De Jong is one of them. And apparently, if they make Frankie De Jong agree on a contract which pays less, now we do not know what Frankie De Jong thinks of that. I think Frankie De Jong loves Barcelona, and it doesn't matter to him in case of if he gets paid low. But then again, those deferred payments. If that was the case, he would have said that he's willing to accept that he's not going to take those deferred payments, and because of his love for Barcelona, he's willing to let go of them. But it seems that that wasn't the case. So Frankie De Jong is still a saga, and I still think that United are out of it due to the fact that they're linked with Rabiot. And there's another new player which United have been lately linked, and that player has been quite surprisingly. This has been basically reported from the Italian newspaper, and it's called La Repubblica, and it says that Manchester United are set to make an offer of 68 million euros for Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. And remember him, he was linked with United for like last 3 to 4 years, and he was basically linked when Paul Pogba wanted to leave United for some other team. And since then, Milinkovic Savic has been a phenomena in terms of United transfer targets. All of the United fans really rate him high. They think that he's a quality midfielder. And if this news has been coming from Italian media, maybe it's coming from the player's agent. Is just letting out know that if United are looking for a midfielder, then this is the fee that United can get him for. In another outlet, it's reported that the figure is around 60 million euros. So we do not know how much truth is in this report. Maybe United are looking at him. Maybe United think that if they can't get Frankie De Jong, maybe he's the right person to get. But then again, he's not a defensive midfielder. He's not a number six. He is similar to Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba was not a defensive midfielder. He was not a number six. And for some reason, if you go out and get Milinkovic Savic, some people say that Frankie De Jong is also not a number six. Maybe it's about Eric Ten Hag tactics, and Eric Ten Hag tactics are more about mobile midfielders switching positions and basically sharing their responsibilities and their duties. So there might be some truth into this report. So it's a 50-50 kind of thing that who to believe or who not to believe. Maybe over the days this gets more mature and we will find out more that if really for sure that United are in for this player, and it has to come from various other sources other than the Italian tabloids. So we'll have to be patient enough to see where is this getting reported from. Is it getting more you could say that is there more input from the English media or anybody who's closer to Manchester United? So as long as it doesn't come from there, we still have to be patient regarding this transfer news or transfer rumor, you could say. So we'll have to wait out and see regarding this point. But there is a huge backlash from the fans regarding the club, that how come that United was supposed to back Eric Ten Hag in this transfer window, and so far the evidence is dead. There's nothing to be seen. United fans, they did make a protest in the first match day of the season, and it seems to be that United fans are willing to push that threshold. Maybe they would want to walk out of the stadium and maybe send a message to Glazers that if you do not sell the club, then the United fans are going to back off and they're not going to go and see those matches, and the stadium is going to be completely empty, and maybe there won't be any renewals for the season ticket, and there will be an acceptance by the whole United fan base that they are in for this together. There was this campaign running earlier with Jim Ratcliffe. So with this transfer window for United fans, it seems to be of lots of things happening at all, and all of them are negative things. In one given point, Anatovic, there's a backlash. Rabiot, there's a backlash. And now Milenkovic Savic. Now, from Frankie de Jong towards these targets, it doesn't make sense with United fans. So let's see what happens going forward. Now, what we'll do is we'll be heading towards other news. And very interestingly, this has come on that Galatasaray want to hijack Marseille moves to sign Alexis Sanchez, and they even recruited Arda Turan and Hakan Şangoğlu to help convince Sanchez of the club. So there you go. There is a story saying that Alexis Sanchez might be signed by Galatasaray. Imagine having the likes of Dries Mertens, Alexis Sanchez, and Lucas Torreira signed by Galatasaray is going to be really, really something. But this is the news which has been coming. Now, moving forward, we'll be talking about Chelsea and Leicester City regarding Wesley Fofana. Chelsea are growing more and more confident of getting Wesley Fofana. They are just 10 million euros apart in the valuation for the player and are preparing a new offer for Leicester City. So we might see a new offer coming in from Chelsea, and it might get accepted by Leicester City. And then we might see some action happening for Leicester City in the transfer market. We do know that Leicester City have been kept very quiet in this transfer market. We haven't seen any names linked with them. Maybe if they sell one of their stars, and then they will have the cash to spend in the transfer market. So this is the update we have right now for Chelsea. There is another news. It has to do regarding with Alonso. Alonso have agreed personal terms with Barcelona over a 3-year contract, and a 10 million euro fee has been called in the news as in terms of the valuation of the player, it might get accepted by Chelsea. So we might see Alonso moving over to Barcelona and Barcelona getting another player being recruited. And there's another news saying that Sergio Busquets and Piqué have agreed to lower their salary in case of Barcelona making the registration of the players that they've bought. For that reason, Sergio Busquets and Piqué are willing to take a pay cut. So that's pretty good news for Barcelona fans as well. Now, what we'll be doing is we will be also speaking about Juventus. Philip Kostic is on the verge of joining Juventus for 17 to 18 million euros from Frankfurt. The Italian club wanted the deal wrapped up. Basically, there is a UEFA Super Cup tomorrow, and Frankfurt will be playing against Real Madrid. So the player could be made available in the squad to play against Real Madrid, but Juventus want to get the player before that game. They don't want the player to take part in that game. For that reason, we could see Kostic deal being hurried up, and he might be flying over to Turin for the medicals as well as get that deal completed and become a Juventus player. West Ham United were rejected, and West Ham United were in for him, and for some reason they have been overlooked. Maybe the player prefers Juventus over West Ham, and that is why West Ham are out of this race. Now we will be moving to another news, and we will be reporting to you about Sergio Romero, who was the ex-player of Manchester United. He has agreed a deal to join Boca Juniors of Argentina on a 1-year deal. So he'll be their new goalkeeper. So it's a pretty big news in regards to Boca Juniors. Remember, they're after Cavani, but Cavani has decided to stay in Europe because of his family. His family prefers to stay in Europe rather than moving back to South America. So Cavani will be staying in Europe for this forthcoming season, and he has decided that so Boca Juniors will not be getting their big money move and a big signing in Edison Cavani. Now, moving forward, we'll be coming back to London and we'll be speaking about Issa Diop. He has decided to sign for Fulham, and the figure has been reported around 15 million pounds, and he will be moving over from West Ham towards Fulham. So he goes from East London to West London, as well as he'll be signing a 5-year deal with Fulham. So that's a pretty good addition by Fulham, getting a very nice, decent player in Issa Diop. And we will be also moving over to Everton. Everton have decided to sign Cody. and it's a loan move, so he will get to play over there. And that means Lampard is making sure that Everton are pretty much stacked up in the defense department. Yerry Mina was injured, as well as we saw Godfrey got seriously injured, so he's lacking some men in defense. So he has got Cody, whereas Cody's parent club Wolves have signed Guedes from Valencia, and for 30 million to 32 million euro fee. That's a pretty good addition in the attacking lineup of Wolves. So Guedes will play his football for Wolves this coming season. Now we will be talking about Tottenham. Tottenham have agreed a deal to sign Destiny Dogi from Udinese. He will stay there for one more year. It's a loan basically thing, and he will join Tottenham in 2023 on a 5-year contract. So the deal is done, and Tottenham have added another fullback in their lineup. So next season we might see Udegi playing for Tottenham next season. And we will be talking about Sevilla now. Sevilla have got Isco, and he has signed the contract with Sevilla. He's a new Sevilla player, and Sevilla have got Alex Telles earlier from Manchester United on loan, and now they're getting Isco. So they're slowly building up the squad, and they've got a good quality player in Isco. Now we will be also speaking about another news in which we're going to be reporting about Manchester United outgoing. It has to do with Eric Bailly. Eric Bailly is looking for a move, and it seems that Monaco are trying to hurry up, and they want to see if there is an acceptance of a loan move, then turning out to be a permanent one. And they're trying to explore that option and see if Eric Bailly is willing to come to Monaco. So far, there is a willingness from the player. He wants to leave Manchester United to get a regular playing time. And for that reason, he is willing to accept even moving to Ligue 1 and play for Monaco. So we might see Eric Bailly moving out on a loan. And so far, these are the updates that we have for you guys, and hopefully there'll be more news coming in by the afternoon session. And I'm sure that this morning the news is quite slow. Maybe things start happening in the afternoon, and we will get more news regarding more of the players and more of the clubs. So I want to thank you very much everybody who has tuned in. Please do subscribe to the channel, press that like button as well, and I'll be joining you in the afternoon session. If not by afternoon, then certainly in the evening one. So please do subscribe, press that like button. If you have any suggestions, give in the comment section. And please let your friends know about this channel. It really helps us to grow. So thank you very much for watching. And do not forget, tomorrow it's UEFA Super Cup. There'll be a live watch along on this channel. So please do tune in. And hopefully you guys will have a nice time with Football Gupshup. So thank you very much for watching, and have a nice one.